Welcome to Excel Lab 3, Managing and Analyzing a Workbook. This can be found in your books on 3.1. This is the last Excel lab that we will do in this unit. On 3.1, you can see a list of 12 different objectives. On the next page, you can see that we're still doing the same case study at the Downtown Internet Cafe. And finally, on 3.4, you can see that we have 10 concepts for this chapter. On our next page, it tells us to go ahead and get started by opening up one of our data files. So I'm going to come up to File. I'm going to come down to Open. And again, you need to find wherever you have your data files listed. Mine are on my desktop, and Excel files, and student data files for Lab 3. And I'm going to choose first quarter forecast. And you should get a document that looks very similar to this. And we can see we only have one sheet. First thing we want to do is identify any errors. So we want to copy the function from F11 to F12 through F24. So I'm going to come over here to F11 and F12. And I'm going to copy this down all the way here. And of course, when I do this, I get a couple of errors in here. And here's an important page number for you guys to look at. It's on page 3.6. And here is listed all of the different error values that can come up and what causes them. So if you don't know that this is an error, that means that you have tried to divide a number by 0 to get an average, then this would help you and tell you. We do have an error checker. And if we point to the pound symbol error checking to see the screen tip, we will see it. And you can see that it tells us this is the type of error. And so what we need to do at this point to get rid of these particular errors is simply delete them. Once we've deleted them, we want to come up to these cells here, come to our fill handle, and copy them over so it takes that formatting back to the way it was. And now we have added formulas for all of these and fixed our errors. We're going to add another heading here in G5. We're going to call this one Proportions. Now, I often put proportions on tests, so it's important for you guys to know the proportion formula, and it's not listed anywhere else in the book. So it's right here, it's on page 3.8, and it tells you the formula equals the part divided by the whole. In other words, for this one, it's going to equal E7, the total here, divided by E12. The part divided by the whole. And so we'll figure out what proportion of our total sales comes from Espresso. So once I've done that, I'm going to hit enter. And you'll see that it comes up with a proportion. And I'm going to copy it down. But as I copy it down once, you see, again, I get this error. And so anytime we have an error, we can click on it and look at our formula bar and see the error. And if you double click on it, it'll activate. And you can see what's happened here is because we have a relative reference, when we copy it down, it shifts everything down. Well, once it shifts everything down, this is a blank space. So what we need to do is figure out a way to use this formula and be able to copy it down without it shifting.